Alright, YouTube, it's the start of the New Edge Mustang project. Picked this thing up in pretty rough shape. I've been sanding it down. The paint was already falling off of it. The clear coat was peeling really bad, so I've been sanding it. Trying to get rid of some rust and stuff like that, so I started off with 60 grit. I'm going to work my way up from there to smooth it out. As you can see, I'm getting all that clear coat off there. I'm going to be replacing the front bumper, so I'm not even worried about that one. Looked like somebody's trailer hitch went into it at one point. Here it is though. It's a 2002 GT automatic car. I'm going to be swapping it over to a TR 3650 trans pretty soon. Put some FR 500 wheels on it already. Have the bullets over here in the garage that it came with. I'm going to be getting rid of these. If anybody wants them, let me know. Yeah, this is going to be the new project car. Got it debadged so far. Nothing too fancy, just the 4.6 289 V8. It's got the 4R70W automatic transmission in it. Like I said, I'm going to be swapping that out, make it a manual car. Leather's not in too bad a shape. I already vacuumed out the carpets. Used that oxidizer stuff, worked pretty good. As you can see, the rear window's blown out of it, so there was a lot of nasty varnish in there from the rain and stuff like that. It did have a cover over it for a while, but you definitely tell there was some moisture still getting in. It's got about 130,000 miles on it. I'm going to be rebuilding this thing, so this is going to be my new street toy. Scored these FR 500 American Muscle wheels, 17x9 square setup on all four corners here. $400 with rubber. Smoking deal. These are $2,000 wheels online. Guy on Facebook just wanted to get rid of them out of his garage, so it's got some BFG tires on it. Summertime only. Not too bad a shape. Yeah, the paint was in really rough shape. You could tell some of the spots I had to sand it down almost to metal to get some of the rust away. I'll be using some Bondo to fill it in certain areas. Pretty clean car. Not too bad with the rust. The only major areas I seen were on that side that I just showed you, where it had the little bit of surface rust. Right here, starting to eat away pretty good right there. I'm thinking I can get that out. But yeah, this is the project. It's got some drilled and slotted rotors. Fresh calipers all the way around. Little backstory, this thing sat in a field for 11 years. And one of my best buddies bought it. He daily drove it for about a year, and then he let it sit for a couple of years, just sat in the parking lot at his work. So I said, man, I'd love to buy it. And I used to have one of those in high school, so I wanted a little project. Just got a house, so I'm like, I got my own garage now. Might as well take advantage of it. So bought this thing off of him for pretty cheap. As a restoration project, I'm gonna take it pretty much down and rebuild it back up. Got a 410 gear I'm gonna throw in the back. Has a new fuel pump. Plugs aren't in too bad a shape. I already got replacements for those coming, but took a couple out of the cylinders there, and OEM Motorcraft plug still in it. But it runs great, sounds great. I already did an off-road H-pipe, so it's a catless H-pipe from BBK, and then I did pipes violator mufflers. In a later video, I will fire it up, rev it up, and rip on it a little bit so you guys can hear it. But yeah, I just wanted to document this build series so I can look back at it. But, yep, this is it. If anyone has any questions, comments, concerns, or advice, shoot it my way in the comment section. Like, subscribe, do all that other YouTube stuff. I'll be posting a lot about this car. I got parts rolling in for this thing, so let me know what you guys think. Thanks. Alright guys, a little update here really quick. Ripping this thing apart, and let me tell you, not only are the connections bad for the hinges and everything, these lights were destroyed. Not only was the glass broken inside of them, so maybe this thing took on some impact in some type of collision, but they were literally full with water. I don't think these are salvageable. It's all rusted inside too. This has really got in there clean. Even some of these bulbs were shattered. I never hit anything with it, so maybe it took on some force or something. The whole bumper spiderweb there. I mean, tell this was maybe a replacement bumper, or the whatever hit before my ownership was red. So, little update. All right, another little quick update here. Got the whole front off here, and I could tell there's a little bend in this front crossbar. It's very minuscule, but that's where on that side of the bumper, that's where the impact was. So, a little bend right there. It's not good, but I'm still gonna send it. Still gonna do it. These mounts too for the front bumper are cooked. They're all bent from whatever impact it had. I'm gonna make the best of it though. Gonna make it look like brand new. But you can't really tell from the camera, but it goes in at an angle a little bit here. Makes sense with whatever that was right there, I would say. Bumper is definitely red at one point also. It's pretty funny. Alright, got the scoop off. This has been the most time consuming part of the whole project so far. They're not only bolted in, but it uses 3M tape, but when it's bolted through they all rust. I don't know if you guys can see the holes there, right there, and they just spin, unfortunately, so I had to torch them up a little bit. Now I gotta sand the rest of this down. Alright, YouTube, back at it again here. It's been a few days since I made the last clip in this video, so I'm not really 100% sure where I left off last. I got brake lights, everything taken off. I'm still at it with the sander, still painting, getting it down, sanding it down before I throw some primer on. I was going pretty slow. I had an orbital DA sander that was plug-in. It wasn't too bad, but it was pretty slow. Now it's much better. I got this air sander, simple Harbor Freight. Works great. Highly recommend it. Yeah, it's coming along pretty good. I'm going to show everyone on YouTube here that you do not need a massive 60 or 80 gallon compressor to paint a vehicle. It is all in your equipment. If you look here, this here, I highly recommend this compressor, DXCM303. It's the most powerful 120 volt compressor that you can get for a home garage. So if you do not have 240 wired into your shop or garage, this is the most powerful compressor you can get. It acts as if it's a dual stage, hydraulic, uses oil. It's really silent. It's already aired up, or else I'd show you how loud it is, but it's really silent. I just have fan going to it, cool the motor down because it's been running non-stop. But like I said, I want to show everyone that it's possible to use a 30 gallon compressor to paint an entire vehicle. If you guys watch Underground Paint King or any of those guys, they've showed you that you can pretty much use a smaller compressor to paint an entire vehicle. Like they say, it's all in your equipment. But when you look at a compressor, you want to look at the CFM at 40 PSI, okay? This one is 7.7 at 40 PSI. This is the most powerful one you can get compared to most. If you look at these cheap paint guns from Harbor Freight that everyone uses, 6 CFM at 40 PSI. Okay, so we're technically still going to be under that limit, which means, for all you that don't understand what it means, you can run this continuously without dropping in pressure. So you can use a paint gun. I could sit here and paint the entire vehicle and not have to worry that I'm going to be dropping in pressure. The compressor will be running most of the time, but you don't have to worry about the pressure drop. You just set your regulator. What I recommend is setting your regulator at 90 PSI at the compressor. Then on your paint gun, that's where you're going to adjust and run around 25 to 30 PSI depending on how thin or thick your paint is. Yeah, there's really no need to be paying thousands and thousands of dollars to get into a big compressor and really wire out your garage for 240. There's really no need for that, unless you want to, of course. But I just want to show everyone that it's definitely possible. There's no need to also pay thousands and thousands of dollars for a paint job at a shop or so. I use all Eastwood automotive paint products, all the way down to the primer, to the base coat, clear coat. Everything comes from Eastwood. I highly recommend you guys check them out. They were really big back in the day on like Speed TV, Spike TV, when they did all the Hot Rod Garage shows. Those were the guys that were on there. giving all the shows and little videos about how to paint and stuff like that. They use, I think, the best quality products and stuff like that. If you have a smaller compressor than 30 gallons, I highly recommend you go with the LVLP gun. So the one I just showed you up here is a HVLP, high volume, low pressure. You can also get low volume, low pressure, and it creates less overspray. Yeah, highly recommend it. There's just a little update clip here. I'm just gonna add all these to one big video. I'm not really good at editing or anything like that, so here it is. It's coming along good. Using 80 grit to take the paint down, get the clear coat off. I know a lot of people use a much higher grit, but this paint was so destroyed and there's some rust, so I'm using 80 grit to really take it off. You can see some of the high and low spots on here, but ended up getting that hood scoop off in the last clip, I believe. That was a pain. These were completely rusted out. All the bolts and stuff had to be heated up. But yeah, just stay tuned for the rest of the clips. Like I said, I'm just going to add all these clips into one big video. That way, yeah, don't have to watch a bunch of individual ones. All right, a little update on the Mustang here. Spent a couple of weeks, got pretty busy with life lately, but got it all sanded down. Got to hit it with some water and some Dawn dish soap, get all the residue off there. Originally, like I said, started with some 80 grit, went up to 120, 200, 240. It's getting there. Got a little bit of the stuff masked off, scoops off. It's looking all right. Not too bad. Alright, YouTube, next clip here. Camera died on the last clip, so I'm not sure what all was captured or not. But doing some Bondo work today. Got the Bondo at Harbor Freight, and let me tell you, this stuff goes on pretty thick. Got the original body filler. Got your hardener. Don't use a lot of this. It goes on a lot thicker than most Bondo. So yeah, as long as the bottom coat is nice and smooth, it's okay if it's chalky up top, because you're going to sand it down and block it anyway. And fill in a lot of the little areas. I recommend that before you use the Bondo, go around with a Sharpie, circle every single little imperfection. I still got a lot to do here, but yeah, it's coming along pretty good. These are the products that I'm using. I think I mentioned in one of the last clips there. All Eastwood products. I highly recommend them. They've been around a really long time. All their stuff is made for pretty much the DIY guy that's going to use this stuff at home. This is the urethane primer that I'm getting the job done with here. Same one. This is the activator. Comes in a kit. Comes in a whole gallon. Typical gray primer. Nothing too fancy. The reason that you want to go with 2K, in my opinion, is because it sands really well. It's not like the super blocky, chunky primer that a lot of places will try to sell you. This will go on pretty light, but it's still sandable, but it's really easy to sand. If you have any bare metal spots like I did, just pick up a can of this self-etching primer. That's for all the metal spots, and this is pretty much for everything else. Highly recommend it. Just mix up your Bondo and stuff on a little plate there. Anybody can do this in your own garage, guys. Go around with this, hit any open metal spot like I've been doing here. Go ahead and hit it all the open metal. That way it's good at adhesion. Pretty good stuff. Pretty good stuff. Coming along pretty good. If anyone has any comments or advice for me or questions for me, if I can help somebody out, that'd be great too. I'm not a professional by no means, but pretty much self-taught. My dad taught me how to do all this stuff when I was younger, wrenching on cars in the garage, working on hot rods and stuff. Anything I could help you guys with, let me know. Or if there's anything I should do better, leave a comment below. Show you guys my new paint gun I picked up here. Last couple of videos I was telling you guys about the LVLP paint guns. This is the Aero Pro. This is a low volume, low pressure gun. I was going to use just a typical purple Harbor Freight cheap paint gun that everyone uses pretty much when they start painting. It's not a bad gun, it just uses more pressure. So I made a little clip earlier about that DeWalt compressor. Let me show you this new gun though. This is the Aero Pro, low volume, low pressure. This only uses 4.5 CFM, guys. It's the A610, highly recommend it. You can pretty much use this with any home compressor. Like I said, it's only 4.5 CFM, I think at 30 PSI, which means that if your compressor's over that, you could, on paper, completely paint a whole car, even if the compressor's running, it won't drop in pressure. I highly recommend with any paint gun you use, make sure you guys pick up the 3M. I'll put this down for a second. Pick up the 3M regulator gauge here. This gun was about 80 bucks with the whole pack here. This thing was about 50. So yes, these are very, very pricey compared to the cheap Harbor Freight ones, but they come calibrated and they're the most accurate PSI gauges that you can get. Highly recommend it. Also, with this paint gun, it's not like the Harbor Freight ones that come with a 1.4 tip and you're stuck with the 1.4. A lot of people will use the purple gun. Put them side by side here. A lot of people will use the purple gun, use it for primer, base coat, clear coat, everything. The cool thing about the A610 is you can purchase the secondary needles and tips and stuff. So this is I think a 2.0 I ordered separately with the kit, so I could throw a primer in there. A lot of people just thin down their primer, but I want it to be perfect, so I just got a 2.0 tip used for primer, and then I'll swap back in, I think it's a 1.3 or 1.4 that it came with for the paint that I chose. I got the pack on Amazon, so it comes with the mixing cups and all that stuff. Highly recommend it, guys. Can't give you, oh, that just fell in there. Can't give you guys feedback on the gun yet, but if you watch, you know, Underground Paint King and all those guys that do all the low volume, low pressure stuff, they highly recommend it. I had Amazon points I didn't even know about, so basically this was free to me. If it wasn't free, I probably would have stuck with this, to be honest with you. But I'm excited to see how good this thing is. Got the paint adapter, comes with all the, I got the kit, so it comes with all the different stuff. Comes with the tools, the spanner tool to take off the front cap and stuff like that. Trying to fill you guys in on anything. I don't really recall what was captured last because my camera died. Using an old GoPro, so hopefully you guys are able to hear me okay and everything. Just walking around with the camera. That's the same compressor I told you guys about, but this is a replacement from the last video when I talked about it. It stopped building pressure for some reason, so I went and picked up another one for the same one. I guess there's a little manufacturer defect, couldn't figure it out. Yeah, this one has really good reviews though. I'm gonna give it another try. Got a Tractor Supply with their 3-year warranty, so if it breaks, just take it back and get a new one. I'll do another review on that when it's actually used to paint. Starting to get everything masked off. Yeah, just a little update video for you guys. Like I said, drop any comments or concerns or anything in the section there and I'll answer them. Thanks. Alright, went around, filled all of the holes with filler, and now they are smooth as butter. So all those little rock chips, used to be able to fill those with your fingernail. Now they're all filled. Still see them filled in, but came out great. Take your time when doing this stuff, guys. It's all about the prep work. All these smooth as butter. Can't even feel it that it's there. It's perfect. All these spots. Get the mirrors off now. Not the sand around that area. Had a big dent over here. Now it's completely smooth, completely filled up. Can't even feel a dent no longer. Came out really good. Came out pretty good. Chugging along here. Make sure when you guys use filler, I recommend going over it with 80 grit. That's what I did, but 80 grit can also burn through, so you gotta do it quick and keep feeling it with your finger to see if you can feel the hole. Came out really good though. Let me know what you guys think. I'm gonna have to rebondo this side right here. This is where the huge dent was. I don't know if you guys remember in the couple clips ago I went over this and showed you guys this spot. Filled it pretty good, but you could see that the Bondo had some type of reaction. It started to bubble a little bit. I'm not sure why. I'm gonna have to go over that part again, but it's the only part that I gotta reduce so far. Came out really good though. The self-etching primer worked pretty good too. On the bare metal spots, coming out pretty good. Stuff dries really fast. Didn't expect it. Still gotta get that new top, but yeah, it's coming out pretty good. Not too shabby. Alright YouTube, another update here. Pulled an all day event outside here to get all this ready. So went to Harbor Freight, got all the tarping, put up my walls for my makeshift paint booth here. Gonna have a box fan going there tomorrow. Yeah, it's coming together. Got the compressor all ready, got my regulator all set up, got my air filters all set up in the paint guns. Got all the gauges ready for the paint guns, all set and everything. All right, getting it ready for primer. Got it all masked up. I should be sponsored by Harbor Freight at this point. Got it all masked up, ready to go. Tailpipes covered, wheels covered. Ran out of plastic. I need some shop towel. Looks kind of redneck, but yeah, got all the plastic laid down, ready to go. I highly recommend anybody that's doing this, a DIY guy like myself, whether it's in your garage, pole barn, or anywhere there could be like contaminants in the air. Wet down, get the hose and wet down the surface. Starting to dry up a little bit, but I did this so that the dust can settle on the ground, get stuck to the ground, so it's not flying up and everything like that. Make sure you guys ventilate your system, have a big box fan in the window. That way you don't make yourself sick or anything like that. And I highly recommend everybody get these 3M respirators here. They come with changeable filters. Highly recommend it. Yep, getting ready to mix up the primer. Got to do some self-etching spray on the bare metal spots again. And yeah, here we go. Alright guys, I don't know how well you can hear me. I got my mask and everything on. It's going to be kind of hard to hear me. I got everything covered up like I said in the last clip. We're going to hit this with some self-etching primer. These are going to be for all the metal and metal spots. So anything that I got brought back down to metal while you were sanding, this is where we're going to hit all this. It's going to create a good base. So when you do lay down your normal primer, there's not going to be any heavy or low spots or nothing like that. We're going to go around all the metal spots, guys. Anything you see that's metal, start throwing all this on. Again, this is the Eastwood stuff. Really good stuff. I highly recommend it. As you can see, all these seams here, it's all metal, so we're going to hit all that. And we're going to let this dry for a minute before we throw on the actual primer through the LVLP gun. Let's see if I see any more metal spots. I think we're doing all right so far. Get around it, all the corners. The metal spot up there. Oh, that just shot a drip out. See, it's running a little bit. Gonna have to fix that in a second. Gotta shake this good, I guess. I've used this one other time. This will be my second time using this stuff.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. Not a fan of the spray can right now. I don't know if you guys see that. Obviously, this is going to be sanded down again, so it's no problem, but I'm going to be going over this with primer out of my actual paint gun now. Sorry if you guys can't really hear me. I'm talking through two filters, basically, so. Alright, I'll see you in the next one. Mixing up this primer. Comes pretty thick, but at the bottom there's some chunky pieces. So make sure you break all those up before you throw in an activator or anything like that. Hopefully this goes smooth, I'm sure it will. First time spraying in my new little shop here, so it's been a long time in the making. First coat down, first coat down. Coming out really good. Really smooth. Really smooth. No blotchiness. No sputters. This AeroPro A610, awesome gun. I'm really impressed with that compressor. It only kicks on every once in a while. It's only a 30 gallon. This thing's working awesome, I'll tell you that. Highly impressed with it. Highly impressed with it. If I can do this, anybody can do this, guys. All in your own garage. I'm just doing light coats right now, light coats. Light coats. Looks like a bug fell in there. I'm gonna have to get a tack cloth. That rattle can left some drips on the hood. I still gotta fix the rattle can drips. As of right now, it's coming out awesome, guys.
Alright guys, just finished up the second coat. Letting it hit some drying time here. So far, I'm really impressed. It's coming out way better than I expected. Like I said, I'm no professional. I did 3 years of body shop in high school and stuff like that. My dad taught me everything, so other than that, like, never went to school for this stuff. And if I can do this, so can you guys. Again, this is with a 120 volt compressor. I'm most impressed with this compressor. This thing is awesome. It only kicked on one time per each coat. It'll kick on for about 30 to 40 seconds, and then it actually shuts off while I'm still spraying, meaning that the air is actually catching up and passing what I'm using. which is really unheard of for a compressor like that. Again, that's with the AeroPro A610 paint gun. Check them out. Paint Society did a video on them. Underground Paint King, all the big paint guys do those videos. Shout out to them. I pretty much got all my knowledge about paint guns and stuff through them. A ton of YouTube research. But yeah, it's turning out great. Let me know what you guys think. Yeah, again, I really recommend this compressor. It's not even hot, really. I mean, I could touch it. It's not, I mean, it's warm, but it's not, you know, scorching or nothing like that. It's working great. There's absolutely no reason to get a 240 volt 60 gallon compressor when this thing only kicks on one time when I'm doing an entire coat of primer. And it's a thick primer too, so I'm constantly on the trigger. Yeah, I don't know why people, I mean, unless you want to spend big money and you run a shop, you're going to use it every day. I could see getting a 60 gallon 240, but just to wire 240, it's a $1,000 job, unless you know any electrician or something like that. But this compressor, you know, plugs right into a normal outlet. It's running awesome. Just keep an eye on the valve. I have this set to about 65 psi, and then on the gun, I'm regulating it with my 3M regulator to about 27 to 30. You know, it's atomizing really good. It's going on there really smooth. This is going to be a perfect surface for some paint to stick to. I am going to have to go over and sand it. Like every primer, you got to go over it with like 240 or something like that. And yeah, it's turned out really good. If you guys have any questions, concerns, or anything like that, let me know in the comments. If there's anything I should do better, also let me know. That'd be great. Yeah, so far, really impressed. Really impressed. I highly recommend the Eastwood stuff. Oh, before I even did the primer, went over the whole body with this stuff, the pre-painting prep stuff. Removes all like the silicone wax and all that kind of stuff. Anything that, you know, falls on the surface while it's sitting in the garage. I put up all these walls and stuff like that, but the ceiling still is open. So far, there was only one little bug I noticed that decided to fall right on there while I was doing it. That'll be no problem though, because, you know, with primer, it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect because you're going to block sand it anyway. So, really impressed with it though. Really impressed. Just waiting on the Eastwood paint to get here. I went with the Eastwood Gloss Black. I forgot what it's called. Something Highway or Interstate Black or something like that. It's supposed to be like a super glossy single stage black. So I'll do a review on that too. Still got to go around some spots that are not filled in yet. It's only the second coat, doing light coats like I said. Highly recommend that compressor though, guys. If you need a compressor to do any kind of body work or anything like that, you know, it's all going to be relative to the paint gun that you're using. So this is the A610, you know, set up to do low volume, low pressure. And so far it's awesome. Highly recommend it. You know, if you're using a gun like that, you're still going to get great results like the high volume, low pressure guns. You're just going to have to take a little bit more time with it. It's not going to come out as fast, but I mean, it's awesome. I highly recommend that over the Harbor Freight guns. Not only because of the quality, but because you can change out the tips. Like right now I have a 2.0 tip in there that's made for primer. And then when I want to spray my base coat when it comes in the mail, I can just throw in the 1.3 tip that it came with and then spray base coat. Whereas the Harbor Freight comes with a 1.4. It's actually glued in there, so you can't even modify it. And I don't recommend using a 1.4 to spray primer. It's going to come out like shit. So yeah, so far so good. Sorry I'm blabbing. I really don't know how to do this whole YouTube thing where you talk into the camera. It's kind of weird to me. I was always taking videos on my GoPro of like dirt bike riding, so I was never talking. This is really strange. So yeah, if you guys have any comments, concerns, recommendations, anything like that, just let me know. Thanks. All right, guys, this is the finished priming project here. It's all finished. Next up is going to be some paint now. Gotta say, I'm really impressed at the results, how it came out. You know, it came out pretty good. Front came out a little bit scaly, but it's going to get painted down, or I'm sorry, sanded down anyway, so it's not a big deal. Everything else came out perfect. Absolutely perfect. Super smooth all the way around. Even the pillars came out good, up top came out good. Yeah, the top here, that